The Biden administration is making new efforts to get something done this year about the crisis at the southern border, with a number of illegal border crossings rising in Texas and Arizona. President Biden spoke with Mexico's president about this situation. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more on this story. Ed, good morning to you. Please, no mittens,
Gayle, good.
please.
Just stay tuned. Good morning. In that call with Mexico President Lopez Obrador, the two agreed that additional enforcement actions are urgently needed. And in a sign of how big a deal this is, the president is sending his Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, and Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to Mexico in the coming days. It's happening as the political fight over what to do about immigration and border security isn't letting up. This week, Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent about 100 immigrants on a chartered flight to Chicago, marking an escalation after busing migrants to Democratic-run cities for the past few months. The White House condemned the move, calling it a political stunt. Meanwhile, House Speaker Mike Johnson called on the president Thursday to use his executive powers to turn back or detain people illegally crossing the border and to have Mexico reinstate a Trump-era policy that had migrants wait in that country as they apply for asylum in the U.S. The White House insists it's doing everything it can without congressional action. The Speaker's office says, no, that's not the case. It's an insult. And it's all a sign that we may be on the verge of a new year. But Washington still has some of the same old fights to settle.
All right, Ed, before you go, there's new reporting I know you've heard about former President Trump's efforts to pressure officials not to certify the 2020 election results in one state, Michigan specifically. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so according to the Detroit News, audio recordings of a phone call that former President Trump participated in shortly after the 2020 election reveal he allegedly pressured two Republican members of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers not to sign the certification of the presidential election results in Michigan based on unproven allegations of widespread fraud, telling them, quote, "We've got to fight for our country." According to the report, following that phone call with Trump and the head of the Republican National Committee, those two canvassers unsuccessfully attempted to reverse their votes in favor of certification, which, if they had been successful, could have thrown the key battleground states' results into question. Gayle, another sign that the former president has a lot of legal issues. And I just want to say to you, Gayle, have a Merry Christmas. Over here at the White House, we too, we grown men do occasionally wear mittens.
We grown men wear mittens. A lot of grown men wearing mittens.
Ed O'Keefe, I'm just sending you love and good cheer. That's what I'm going to do.
Now, is he not getting a pair of gloves?
No, I'm not. Yeah.